welcome to another episode of A Few TSU Sports Fans.
What's up, Big Blue?
What's up, Big Blue? How we feeling?
Feeling good, feeling
We
good.
feeling good, feeling good. Today we got TSU Madness.
I'm on time tonight. What up?
And I also got Demetrius.
What's up, Big Blue?
Had an exciting this weekend. A lot of interest from our fans. But, the Mighty Big Blue, we fell to a very quality opponent this past weekend versus Montana. Um, you look at that game, and for me, even though we were considered not to be favored in that game at all, right? A lot of people said we lose by 3 or 4 scores. I think the line was like 15, 16 points.
18.
Um, 18 points.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody really gave us a shot. Um, and uh, you know, we played very well, right? I'm pretty sure the coach is looking at tape, team looking at tape, and it's like, man, um,
Missed opportunities.
Yep.
you know, um, so so the final score was 41-27. But boy, that fourth quarter, uh, we gave them a hell of a run,
We
right?
did.
Great play by Draylen Ellis. Uh, um, um, just couldn't figure it out for me for myriad reasons, a lot of reasons, right? Let's just let people get in the room a little bit, but again, we are just discussing um, the final game, um, and you know we had our chances. That's sort of what I would say. We had our chances, and we just didn't capitalize on the opportunities available. Um, so I know you go into it, you thinking like, man, people no one's giving us a shot. You may over prepare. I guess not over prepare, but you know, you just don't know yourself, right? But again, go back to your table, look at the tape. You like, man, we play here, play there,
Mm-hmm.
offsides here. You know, we're sort of uh, really in the game and somewhat, leading. Um, so, what were your thoughts on the game, TSU Madness? I gave some overall general thoughts. What were your thoughts?
It was a good game. I missed most of the first half. Had to go back and rewatch it. But to come in, catch it at the third quarter. I mean, I'm sorry, second quarter. We were down 10-3, and then went down 13-3. I'm sorry, 13-6, and then 16-6 at halftime. I think that was the score at halftime, 16-6. It I was happy. I was actually, look, we're in it. Montana's a really good team. They're runner up last year in FCS. We playing in an environment that we just aren't used to, whether it be the noise or whether it be the weather, and so I felt pretty good going into halftime, and then and I still felt good going into the fourth quarter. Third quarter it was 27-6, but our boys made a comeback, man. And you could tell that we were having some issues, special teams. We were having some issues with tackling. Was having some issues, some hiccups on the offensive line. I think those are three major areas where you could say we could have been better. But I'm telling you, man, we our boys made a strong comeback, even with the mistakes. You know, our defense had three turnovers. You know, even with all the mistakes, man, we made this a ball game. But we just couldn't capitalize. We just made too many mistakes to win. But I am proud of them. I am proud this Big Blue Tiger football team. They played hard, they fought, and they came back, and they would not die. And to do that in that weather, hey, I commend them. Hats off, man. Great job.
Yeah, I mean, when it was 16-3 at halftime, you know, I was more so angry and upset, not because we were losing to a superior opponent, but it was just a myriad of mistakes, self-inflicted mistakes, right? And you know, I mean the kickoff where they got and they that's how they scored the last 3 points. Um, but second half, it was a totally different ball game, and you know, I know the coaching staff and the team is you know just happy that we competed. It's like, dang, like I know you looking back at the tape, like man, like we had our chances, and Rodney, I saw your tweet like they gonna play this fourth quarterback at Draylen's Hall of Fame because he was man, he was. I felt it like one score down, 5 minutes ago, and you know we kicking off to them with the momentum. You can't, considering all that you went through in the game, you couldn't ask for a better script, in my opinion. You couldn't ask for a better script, man, and um, just didn't fall our way.
Mm-hmm.
But you got the tape. Um, you know, one thing since Eddie's been there, he not shy of the stage. I think I told y'all he gonna show up on the stage,
Mm-hmm.
and now we just got to take that and build upon that, and I think it'll happen. So, um, proud of that team, man. Was sad that we lost, but I was happy as hell that them boys came, and mistakes gonna happen in football,
Mm-hmm.
any sport rather. Mistakes gonna happen, but are you gonna lay down and wet the bed, or are you gonna say, you know what? Yeah, they didn't knock me down twice, but I'm gonna get back up, and we're gonna make this a full fight. And I think they did. So I was a proud Tiger that night.
And sorry, before you jump in, right, to your point, Demetrius, you know, you said Eddie George isn't afraid of the stage, and I think the North Dakota State game prepared us for Montana. It
Yes.
truly did because we went out there and said, hey, we got our butt whipped, but this is the type of competition that we're going to see if we go to the playoffs. And damn
Yep.
it, that's exactly what we saw from Montana, but we were a different team. We were a different team, and ready for the challenge. Again, like you said, just too many mistakes, but North Dakota State prepared us for that FCS playoffs.
I'm gonna go back even further. Eastern Washington. When we went out there, when I think they were coming off a big playoff run,
They were.
and it was crappy weather. I think it rained like the first half, or it rained like crazy. I don't know, maybe in the middle of the game or something. I'm not sure, but you know, we was a Draylon Ellis pick driving to win the game. So, and if you think about Notre Dame, we won the first quarter.
Yeah.
We lost the last three, but we won the first quarter. So I think all of those madness. I think that going up to North Dakota and having them bend us over. I mean, I think all of those played a part because they were like, "Look, man, I know 16-3. They're like, "Nah, we're not having another North Dakota. We're not having that. Not on ESPN2. We're not having that."
Right.
And the boys they corrected it. So
Right.
yeah, I agree with you.
And you
Yeah.
know what? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Roddy.
Go ahead. You good? You
No,
finish
I was
up.
just gonna say, you just mentioned ESPN. For all of those who follow us on Twitter, we put out some bad information that 174,000 was not the correct viewership. So we still working on getting those numbers for you, but that 174,000 viewers was not the correct numbers. So we'll try to correct that for you.
And before we get to the actual game, let's talk about our fans in itself, right? So we had 10 to 15 parties across the country. And we had Charlotte had one, DC had one, Atlanta, Nashville, I think Milwaukee, Chicago, I think Atlanta. So we had several people were in LA had one. So we had several groups that let's be honest, finally watched us play football. Right? I mean, in some cases, I mean, let's be honest here.
Say it.
We got to do a
Say
better
it.
job. But you know, um, and so it was a community engagement that I think Eddie always wanted, that we always should have had, and and we played fairly well, you know, we didn't get beat, we didn't get blown out or anything like that. So it was good to see all these fans finally watching the TSU football, the TSU the football team, in various cities. Even though it was a late game, because if you were in Central Time, it was 9:15. If you were in Eastern Time like me, 10:15. So I stayed home because I was like, actually late. It's like it ended up being like a 10:23 kick. So I
Yep.
ended up staying
Hey,
home because it was a late kick. So it moved back even farther. So but out and about watching the game. At that late hour. So it was very good to get that engagement and seeing the numbers, um, and seeing how it would turn out. Um, so let's talk about, before we get to the game. Let's talk about Montana and and their fans. And so they had, I would say, roughly 12,500 at that game. They averaged 20, closer to 25,000, I think, 24,000.
Hmm.
Um, and you could tell a difference in the volume of the fans versus being 24 there or 12 to 13,000 that were there. So, because none of the students were there, they were gone mostly. So what are your thoughts watching the game, and just hearing the audience?
I, I'll go. I'll go, man. I mean, I think places like University of Montana, North Dakota State. I'll even throw Jackson State in there. Like these programs really do create a home field advantage.
Hmm.
And I don't know what the temperature was at kickoff. I'm going to say probably 25, 27 degrees. Um, that's past chilly. That's cold. And for those fans to show up and cheer for their team when easily it would have been probably been okay if they said, "Nah, I'm gonna stay at home tonight
Watch it on
um,
ESPN.
and watch it on ESPN too."
Hmm.
But they chose to come witness their team win.
Hmm.
And you guys may disagree, but that team needed them. They needed that crowd
Yeah.
when it was a big when they needed a big stop. Um, Who gave them that lift? Was that the reason why we had, two, 3 or 4 false starts? I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm going to say it was, but I wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I think that team needed that 13th or 12th man, whatever you want to call it, and that 12,500 knew that, hey, my half of my other brothers and sisters ain't here, so we gotta make up for them, and you could feel it. You could feel it, and them pushing for victory, but you can also feel it like, oh snap, like we might this 8 minutes to go, we got the ball, right? I think it was 20 to 27.
Mm-hmm.
8 minutes, 10 minutes to go. We got the ball with a chance to go down and score. Draylen is in his groove. They said we got to raise this octave. Then what happened? The center threw it over his head.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have 2nd and 31. Then we get a false start. 2nd and 36.
Mm-hmm.
To me, in my opinion, that was the game.
Yeah.
That was the game. Because I think if we drive down and even if we get 3, I think they get tight. They're like, oh man, we're gonna let Eddie George and them come in here and beat. Like I think everything shifts, and you got to give those fans credit. And I think our fans underestimate the power that they have for these games. Hell, our own games, we have 3 to 5,000. They can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
What if it was 15?
Yeah.
So 28, yes. You got to give them. If I was a coach, I give them part of the game ball because we was coming.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
was coming.
Yeah, and I know somebody who was there at the game, and the person remarked that it was very loud. Right, it was very loud with half the crowd, and even like I would say, there's some coordination going on. 'Cause on third down, they had a third down, then they raise it up a notch. It's like with a song to get them in, whatever, and it was just you saw. I used to who played center before in high school a long time ago. Shout out to my high school. Um, if you can't hear, you can't see your guys on the left and right, mistakes.
Yeah.
Then you might, oh, it's loud. You look up and say somebody blitzing. Then you looking around, you should have shaken a little bit because you're not settled. Then your tackle move. Then you haven't hiked the ball yet. The quarterback saying, "Give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball." That happened a couple times. It was some miscommunication. Or if you see a guy about to blitz,
Mm-hmm.
hike the ball for you. You're trying to block and hike it, and you just throw it down 20 yards over his head. Happened a couple times. So all that noise, that other outside factors really got into it, and they haven't really got into an environment like that since probably North Dakota State. Even though there's more people at the Southern.
Easy.
Yeah, I mean, because unfortunately, there's more people at Southern Heritage Classic, man. They usually ain't loud like that, man. To be honest. So.
And that goes back to what we talked about a couple of weeks ago when I went to the basketball game against Alabama A&M in Nashville, and you, Demetrius, were at the Gardner Webb game, and we both came back, and I said that we kind of, people were just sitting on their hands, just waiting to be entertained, and didn't participate, like in a guy's hitting a 3-pointer or a guy's dunking a ball, but, people are, some people may say, hey, a clap, but then, some people just sit on their hands. And then Demetrius, you said somebody told you to sit down, you was involved in the game. They were telling you to sit down. So, it kind of goes back to that in the type of passion you have. Now, I'm not saying everybody has to be up and rah rah and making a whole bunch of noise, but I, it matters, and it does change the dynamic. A rowdy fan base can disrupt a game for the opponent, and so it goes back to that fan engagement and that passion. And these guys have passion for their squad. Now you could say, oh, they've been winning, a lot of games for the past couple of years. They gone to the FCF championship, so they have people have something to root for. But I think it's just, it's more than that, man. You just, there's people out there in 20-degree weather to watch a football game, man. But you let that joker sprinkle before a football game, at TSU, nah, man, we ain't coming out. We ain't coming out. So,
Man, sprinkle.
so
That'd be a threatened rain.
you're right. So I just
One
think,
loud.
I just think that we just, we need to become a better fan base. I'd love to see the improvement in numbers. Heck, I'd love to have 12,000 at TSU right now, come to a game. But even with 3,000, man, we just need to do a better job in being involved, and that's at all of our sports, not just football.
Oh yeah, it's almost like the opposing teams call the local meteorologist and say, "Hey, say it's going 60% today." Let me be positive, but yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Like it's the season's over, but who knows if we would have had a 12th man against UT Martin, would we have beaten them?
Right.
Would we have beaten them? And maybe we would have got a better seed. Maybe we would have played a different opponent. I don't think that was that was a 14 seed, but when you playing in the elements on the road, you didn't have to travel 3.5 hours in the air to get there. All of that adds up.
Yeah.
All of that adds up. So Tiger fans, like seriously, I'm down for a more robust conversation about why cats don't go to the game. I don't know. Maybe if we can do a live show, I don't know,
Mhm.
and just have a real conversation about why people don't go to the game. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're Freaky Leo. We heard you. Hey, that's his Twitter name, his Twitter handle, Freaky Leo. So don't ask me any questions, but he told me he asked us to address it, so we gonna address it. So we address the Freaky Leo. So we have some more. Again, like you said, Demetrius said, I'd love to have more conversation about it though, because it's a real thing.
Call that
Freak.
man Lee.
Yeah, and like I know that we were okay at Howard, but Howard honestly sort of a quiet themselves, so it was easy to be louder than them. you know, I mean, you can barely hear their band. I mean, to be honest, you can really hear their band. They're playing
But
full
think about
song. It's like,
that.
They
oh,
only had 12
Think
people
of,
in the band though.
say it again, Demetrius.
They only had 12 members in the band.
Pretty much. But think about it, man. We were hyped at someone else's stadium. We were hyped at somebody else's stadium. When we came in came in that stadium strong with numbers,
Yeah, we did.
and we need to be loud like that in Nissan and with numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah, and the schedule next year. We have some ideas about how many games. We saw that later. But we have several opportunities to do that next year in Nashville. I'll sort of say that. But looking at this game, let's look at the box score right here. This 3-3, second quarter. Is there when the bottom sort of fell out a little bit? We fight back 11-10, 14-14. It's about one quarter where we got really outplayed overall, right? Just based off scoring. I mean, it didn't necessarily play out that way, but we were there. So we mentioned that that field goal, 10 seconds left in the second half. I mean, that's a big three right there, right? That's that 13 points because it's 10-3. It's 13-3 at half versus being 16-3. Going into it. So little stuff like that matters. Momentum that switched the momentum. That switched a lot of stuff right there.
yeah, that little
But
push kick they did,
yeah, yeah.
that was a changer for them,
Yeah,
for
that
in the
really
game in that quarter.
and that really started exposing
Mm-hmm.
our special teams, like this is where we're weak. Right? I think they
Mm-hmm.
really started saying, "Oh, the divide is really our special teams play versus
Yeah.
theirs." Right? I think
Because
it
think
really
about
started.
it.
Mm,
I'm sorry, but that pooch kick, right? They got the turnover, and then they didn't get a touchdown, but they got a field goal, so which
three.
made it
Mm,
6-3. And then when we had to kick it off to him, and boom, I think what was it, a return or was
No,
it
no, no,
a
no, no. It was
okay?
16-3,
Mm,
and we got the ball back, and then we got a 3-and-out.
okay.
yeah. So, but yeah. So what happened? Yeah, in the second half, it was they were up. Really, we were down 13-3 at the half. And then, but they got an extra 3 point. It ended up being 16-3 at the halftime because they had an extra field goal. They kicked the field
Mm-hmm.
goal,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe they didn't even score a touchdown. They may even score a touchdown. I can't
You know,
remember.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
still,
Second quarter,
Yeah, second quarter.
10
So they scored a
plays,
touchdown.
67 yards. Yep.
Yeah, they scored, came back and kicked that pooch, got another. So they scored 10 points. Really quickly. That was
Mm-hmm.
a momentum changer for them right there.
Right.
That we get it, got 3 points up. But yeah, from there it was like special teams. That's what it went. It started uh, spreading out. That was a big divider, really. Um,
One quarter.
but you know, when you play teams at harsh environments in the playoffs, I mean, you gotta play perfect. And we had too many mistakes overall. But let's like dig into some stats. Um, Team statistics, yards, whoops, um, 369, 77, pass yards, 296 to 115, rushing yards. Some of that was some of the bad snaps overhead. They take it off the rushing yards. We had bad snaps, so it's negative 19. They had 254 yards rushing. Um, we had 8 penalties for 45 yards. They had 4 for 34. Home cooking. Hey, they're gonna get all the calls. So 18 first downs, 19 to their 19, 3 or 4. I mean,
you really think it's
but
home though?
some of that stuff was home cooking. Yeah, you not because there were some holes there, clips they weren't gonna call.
There was some blacks on the back.
Just like
Yeah.
the yeah. There's a couple like on a punt return. Like, whoa, they could have called that. But they didn't. They
Yeah,
didn't. But yeah, that's part of the game. I'm not, but it's like, yeah, you're not gonna get those calls on the road. Um, but yeah. So let's look at some individual stats.
And those were Missouri Valley refs.
yeah.
Um, so we got Jalen Ellis had a good game. 29, 30, 39, 296, 2 touchdowns. Uh, Jay McGill had 6 carries for 30 yards. CJ Evans 6 for 27.
Scroll up
Um,
on your computer. Are you reading from
it's
the?
not control. It's not sharing it.
Oh, okay.
Let me
All right.
share.
It's all good. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Stop and share. All right.
Like we on a work call. Here, are you?
All right. Here we go. Y'all see it?
Hmm.
Yep.
All right. So let's go scroll through it real quick. 296. Jay McGill 6 for 30. Karate Benson 11 for 122. 2 touchdowns. Jared Bullock had 4 for 50. LD 47. Gant had a good catch out the back, 2 of 29. CJ Evans 3 of 28. Even Jalen McGill had a good reception on the backfield too as well.
Hmm.
Um, you know, and before I went on the defense, I sort of felt going into the game, Gant and because they talk about our speed, right? Gant and CJ Evans were going to have a big game, right? And early in the game, they really did show their presence, but they took it away from us, right?
Yep.
But those guys eluding people. They was quick and quick on their feet, was able to make people miss. Put it away from us. Really was adding pressure, confusing our offensive line. That really got slowed our offense down. So then defense side of the ball, Saunders Ellis, another great game, 10 tackles. Uh, Jordan Helton, I think that was mostly on the. He played some defense today. Eight total tackles. He's beat. Um, Jalen McClendon with a great game. He had to check that guy, their best receiver, pretty much 1-on-1. He
Mm-hmm.
tried to really put more people guys in the box, and so McClendon has a lot of great plays on the ball, 3 breakups. So he had a really great game. Boogie Trotter, 6 tackles. Tyler Jones, 5. Uh, Scotty Roddy, I think he's my first time I've seen him play. Look him up real quick. 46. Yeah, that's the first time I think it's the first time I've seen him play almost all season.
Yeah, freshman.
Um, so right, yeah. Packer, redshirt freshman. Yeah, redshirt freshman.
Mm-hmm.
A young guy. So he played some today. Um, Chris Walker, caused a fumble. Um, Cameron Blaylock, 4 tackles. Ahmed Nelson, 4. Fondren Hollis, 3. Condre Booker, 3. Eric George, 3. Kerryon Smith, 2. Um, and on down the line. So, and we had three turnovers, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Calls? Three
Mm-hmm.
turnovers. Let me look that up real quick.
We had 3.
Yeah.
We had how many fumbles we caused? We caused 3, two
Three
or 3.
Oh,
fumbles.
oh, we caused 3. Yes,
We
Yeah.
caused
I
three fumbles.
maybe
Caused three
4.
fumbles. So I mean, our defense was active. Um, I do think that they did toward the end of the game. They got a little tired, and they tried to strip versus tackle, and that's some
Yeah,
of this tackling was there trying to make a play that didn't need to be made. Just but I think they got a little. They were a little winded in the second. That second quarter, they were winded too as well. Um, a couple of confusion about which big guys in was 2 in or 4 in. They got a couple
Oh
confusions
man, that messed us up. Uh,
running off and on. I mean, so it was like, but I think that some of that was just being tired, and working because our offense didn't really do too much in the first half, right? Well, they didn't score enough in the first half. They had some opportunities, but just didn't keep the ball. There's some quick possessions and stuff like that. So, um, but I think they got a little tired in the second quarter. Got some energy back third quarter, but got tired again fourth quarter again. Um, but yeah, coming from was before. I think it was 3.
well, I want to talk about Brinson real quick, and that
Okay.
man is a beast. He
yeah,
he is a beast. He went over 1,000 yards this year. I know ESPN says something different. I think ESPN has him at 900 and something yards, but they said his tissue says his total yards for this year is 1,006, if I'm not mistaken. But that guy's a beast, man, and I don't think he was the primary target for Draylen Ellis at the beginning of the season, but he definitely became that. He's a monster, man, and I should we should see that cat playing at the next level next year.
yeah. He's a beast. He's a flat out beast. I mean, Eddie said it. He improved his practice habits. He started taking things more serious, and you know, look what happened.
Hmm.
You know, he was crushing it. He had a good.
Yeah, yeah, definitely had a good game. I mean, came in the clutch. Yeah, and grew his game throughout the year. I definitely agree with all that. Um, Jones pointed out. I just showed up time of possession here. I'm about to show that. I'll pull it up real quick. But
Jones, I saw your comment. We preach it to the choir, but you know, hopefully others hear it, and this, I think if we keep putting it out there, hopefully, you know, people like us can bring others to the game. And just I think it needs to be a discussion for because obviously there's some folks who are not coming, right? There's some people not coming to the game. I'm sorry I'm going back, but I just happened to see Jones's comment. But I think it's something we need to discuss, and I think we need to discuss as a get others involved in the discussion and not just us. But I know we're preaching to the choir right now.
Yeah, we got to retain them. Yeah, so time possession actually wasn't that bad. It seemed worse because they ran the ball so well, but it was just they had it for 30 minutes. We had it for 29 minutes.
Mm.
So it was shocking. I mean,
Wow.
Warner's box score has to be wrong. That doesn't seem right to me. But they did get a couple quick scores in there too, though. So maybe
They
that's what
did.
sure what it was. They got a couple quick scores that um that really mattered. All right.
Because you got to remember
Let's
one punt. One time we punted and he ran it down. I think this was I forget which quarter it was. We punted and he ran it down to the 10 or something like that within the 10. So they only had just had only had the ball a couple of seconds. I mean, and then they scored. Oh no, we got a turnover. We got a turnover once he got that punt return to like the
Yeah.
5 or something like that.
yeah. But yeah. Speaking like keeping Karate Brinson, keeping Saunders Ellis, keeping Tyler Moore, keeping Eric George, keeping who
Micah
else we got
Gay,
back? Michael Gay, keeping
Boogie Trotter,
Boogie Trotter. I mean, yeah,
McClendon.
Let's keep
London.
all
I
of them.
mean, yeah, and that's something about you talking about Karate Brinson, his growth. We had five starters with the FB. We mentioned before FBS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. One a DB did sit out. He went to Massachusetts, but he played a year before. Another guy went to Temple, I think. Another guy, Phillips went to San Diego State. Monroe Beard went to Marshall, and the decent end, who he went to Tulane.
Mm-hmm.
Terrell Allen.
So Terrell Allen went to Tulane. So that Tulane had a really good year, and also Marshall did too, right? I think San Diego State didn't have that great year, but those two they had really good campaigns, big contributors at their respective schools. But that's five stars. So this really was a real rebuilt team
Mm-hmm.
on the opposite side of the ball, and we got to retain a lot of them. That's sort of very key. I heard some of the comments about from Dr. Allen because they did a big thing with Greg Pogue, and he sort of said this is a young team overall, right? I know we got some people leaving, we got to play quarterback and some running backs and some receivers, but this is overall a really young team still, and so they can retain a lot of these guys, come to the next year when we're ready to go. Um, so that's the
Does
bright side of it.
does Fat Cat have another year?
No.
He's okay. He's a senior. Okay.
Yeah, he sort of got, I don't know, he stopped playing towards the end. Um, but I know that number four, I think it was number four, he won his seventh year. I guess he's applying for his seventh year. Or was it Blaylock? I can't remember which one, of two or four. They have technically get another year. They have medical injury. I think it was the guy from UT. So I think he got injured a couple times. So hopefully he can get another year and come back next year. But
Mm.
this NCAA pending, I guess, really, not really on us. Uh, but but yeah, I was bringing up we're bringing positive, but let's bring up the
Yeah, let's bring up the negative because
yeah.
to your point, Rodney, yes, we are young. Yes, we
Yeah,
got a lot of critical pieces coming back. But I think Eddie said this in his post game conference in November. If you can't run the ball, we can't have it. I mean, yes, we can win a game throwing it 50 times, but we got to be able to run the ball. And Saturday, I mean, I know the minus 15 is a little bit fugazi.
Yeah.
We weren't able to run the ball,
No,
Mm.
and we weren't able to stop the run either. Let's
Yeah.
be honest. So
Mm.
we got to find ways to improve in that area.
agreed. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. I you run the ball, that's in the cold. That's key. I was looking at SEMO. UT Martin won. SEMO lost. He threw the ball a lot. He had to put the ball in the air, and we both lost. I think that's sort of why we lost. UT Martin is a little more balanced, but we lost because we had to put the ball in the air more than what we needed. We had to just to sort of maintain. Um, and we got to figure out that running game. And I mean, we cannot have people blowing up the A gap from that center
Right.
guard. We are just getting. I know the OC did a good job of covering it up as best as possible, but when it's 3rd and 5, or short, third and short, you can't always cover it. At some point, it's like it's man on man. I'm gonna knock you out, or you gonna knock me out. You know, and those times when it was like go get it, you saw Ellis have to run around and do a spin and try to get free, right? Try to make a play because he got forced out the pocket, right up the A gap, right up the center of the guard, right there. So we gotta fix that. We cannot allow that to continue to happen. Um, Gotta get better there. We're young. It's the guard position, so some of that probably will come back. But we got to look at that portal and say, hey, you can't do this anymore.
Hmm.
You did okay. You improved, but we cannot have third and one. There's so many this past season. 3rd and 1, 3rd and 5. You got to have a play. And Ellis is running for his life.
Yep.
You got it, and you just can't do it. You just can't have that anymore. And we got to figure that out. Running the ball, and I know he wants to run the ball. We just haven't been able to figure it out yet. So hopefully, get some more. We are losing a lot of guys at the running back position this year. Because we were sort of older there, so we got some space there.
So we
Um,
lose
Well,
Rouse and Davis, but we
and
still.
Evans,
Oh, I'm sorry, Evans. I'm sorry, I said Davis. I meant Evans.
yeah, yeah. So I think McGill, I think is
McGill's coming back.
Yeah.
okay.
Gant is coming back.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Um, and Gant wasn't utilized as much.
Yeah,
Um, so I'm hopeful that he can get back in the gym, and because I mean, if you look, he had 2 yards for two rushes for 29 yards.
yeah,
So I mean, I think he was efficient. He just didn't have the carries.
Hmm.
yeah,
So and we saw Saturday they had two backs that was just almost like what was it, the thunder and lightning, fire and
yeah.
ice, whatever you want to call it. They was juicing.
Hmm.
So I think we I mean it's the trenches. I mean even our D line as good as they were,
Yeah.
we there was times where I'm like, God damn, they back there for like 20 seconds. So, but yeah, plenty of opportunities, man, plenty.
Yeah. So the first quarter I thought our D line did play well. I think they got tired. I mean, the offense wasn't moving them, and they got a little tired. We needed like 2 or 3 more guys to sub in there to get some more rotation in there to make it happen. This didn't happen for us. And we were small. We were thin at linebacker because Micah Gay was out. He got and so we were very very thin linebacker most of the season. Something else did a great job stepping up. So we look forward to seeing Micah Gay back next year. But we need a little more depth behind that. Have 3 or 4 linebackers that can play in the rotation to help out too as well. Even Condre Booker, I think it's Condre Booker. He played, you know, like a almost outside linebacker, decent end a little bit too. He sort of moved around and rushed too as well. So we always need more linemen, linebackers. So but so all right, special teams guys. I I I I did. They've been struggling. I don't know what happened to Lowry. I don't like calling people's names. We try not to call all the players' names negative light, but he didn't have the season he had last year. Right? He missed a lot of field goals. He had a good game this game.
Yeah, he did.
Larry had a good game this game.
Yep.
But I'm saying overall field goal over the year was sort of struggling. The punts. I was looking at the statistics, and we were kicking the ball a lot farther in the regular season. And
Yes.
some of that because Lowry was actually kicking the ball too. I mean, I know one of them got injured, so he's doing both. He's doing field goals and he's doing punting. And this game, it was bad. I mean, I don't know why we kicked around 35 yards. I think that's high school kicking, right? And a couple times we scored a touchdown, we kicked it right in the middle of the field to him. And like you do not want to you want get a bad returner in the middle of the field, right? Some of them were short, some of them came out the foot wrong. I mean, it was a total like chaos. We mentioned the kickoff return where they missed that bobble, but the punt team was even worse overall. It was a very bad night for Unit, and you saw it like not Georgia Southern, Georgia Gardner Webb rather.
Mm-hmm.
They let a touchdown up, but you know got called back because of blocking the back. But you saw some weakness throughout the year on our returns, and he's missing that a couple different times. And Montana this exposed us. So we see tape, we see the errors, and we're going to exploit it. And they did. And he's the best returner in the country, and we didn't have a plan for him. I know after we kicked that first punt, they did take, he kicked it, returned it, then they switched punters, and then he kicked the same exact way, and he took it to the house again. And it's like, where's the rugby kick? Where's where's the different strategies where you don't give that guy the middle of the field to move around and just dance on you? And also on our punt returns, unfortunately, this game, we're not very good either, right? We couldn't really spring C.J. Evans at all this game, and he bust a couple in the pass and kickoff returns in the pass. But this was a very bad game.
Why is that? They recognized the explosiveness of Mr. Evans, and they took it away, right?
Yeah.
I think Rodney, you said it best. Like, if we look at, I think they tried to go over the top. They had one successful catch going over the top early in the game. Yeah. They couldn't go over the top. I think they realized, yes, we can run the ball, but running the ball really isn't going to win us the game totally. But would you say they said special teams is where we're going to crush them? So Burns got to get. I mean, it's easy for us to say, go get a kicker, go get a punter, but you got to improve. We got to improve that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I've been critical. We do like an NFL style punt. When we punt. Sorry, we have an NFL style setup, right? You see bigger FBS schools, they put two big guys in front of the punter. They'll have extra blockers to make sure, so they let people rush in, but they have two big blockers, tight ends to go pick the guys up. So they have different sets, and or they do like a rugby kick, rugby kind of kick. They'll have two big guys in front of them, and then the guy will catch it, run to the left and kick it, or run to the right and kick it. Different ways of doing it. We got a traditional NFL style punt team. Man, we got cooked. I mean, it's like if Alabama and Texas A&M, Texas, they all doing this kind of stuff, but they're putting extra guys in front of the punter. They're not doing NFL style punting, why are we doing it? And they have way more talent than what we, on that level. So for them to get an advantage, they know they have to put bigger guys in front. Maybe that's also to help out somebody break loose. They have a couple guys, help out. Versus this last guy being a punter. Because if you have everybody, NFL style, everybody runs out. All you got left is a punter at the end. And so they got extra people to help tackle, stuff like that. So yeah, I don't like the strategy. That is me. I remember a couple years ago when Reed had it. He did have a rugby style kicker. And you basically rugby style kick. Now you can put him in the corner. So this guy can't run. You can kick 35. You might get like a really long punt. But if you kick the ball 40 to 45, let it roll. At least you can keep that guy in the corner so he can't get out. You don't kick it to the middle of the field, right? Even with Evans, if you go back and watch the tape on Evans, he had to catch the ball every time he received a punt. He had to catch the. I don't even punt it like once though, right? No, we actually didn't punt it. We didn't turn it off. On the kickoff, they sort of kicked the ball in a direct area, so that it's hard for us to spring out. But that's also how to rush. How their defense was set up on special teams to make sure that we're gonna kick it this exact point. You guys run this way and keep that guy blocked in so he can be contained. But if you go out here and you punt the ball to a person, and your special teams unit doesn't know where you're gonna punt the ball, they're gonna run in the wrong direction. That's happened a lot, But you do not expect on this level to punt the ball in the middle of the field. You just don't, because it's too dangerous. You want to kick it to a hash, or to a deep hash, something like that, and you kick it in the middle of the field. You actually get beat. That's a mistake. That's a kicking mistake, and which is why they took him out. Because that's a big mistake. You can't make that kind of mistake on this stage. You cannot kick the ball to the best punt returner in the country, middle of the field, in a close game. You cannot do it. You can't. You even better catching the ball and running and giving up safety. I mean, it's like even better doing that. Getting up 2 points versus giving up 7.
Just kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, kick it out of bounds. Yeah, kick it out of bounds so he can't get it.
Out of bounds.
Yeah. Give some fighting chance, but the kicks. So even the kick when they didn't kick the ball. So even when they tried to kick the ball well, it was still short. So it just didn't make any sense, So it is a bad day in the office for them and the special teams coordinator and the punters. Very bad day for them. Some of them are graduating. I think some of the punters are graduating. Yeah, that is true. Some of the guys are getting interest from other schools. But I'm scrolling, catching up with comments. But yeah, I mean, we got tired, just stopped the run, going through comments. Yeah. And every second half, yeah. Real quick, start center. I think he's been injured. He's had a lot of. He came from Northern Arizona, and he did play some. I think I can't remember his exact number, but
What was his name? Do you remember his name?
No,
No.
I can't remember his name
Okay.
right now, but I think Blakely or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could be wrong about that. Yeah, but he can go to Arizona. But he's off and on with his ankle. He played the first couple games, and so we really miss him throughout the year. Yeah, we did sign a couple guys. Yeah, I'm way behind on comments. Sorry, guys. EG said kick the ball out of bounds.
Probably need an intern.
Oh yeah, intern. Yeah, we do need intern. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we need
yeah.
we need to get an internship.
This is good. Yeah, teach you internship. I don't know about this. The weather it affected ours. Me being from Ohio, I mean we play a lot of cold weather teams, man. I lost the game against this all-world star kicker from Columbus, Watterson. He kicked a dang 50-yard field goal on us. It was like 10 degrees outside. So it didn't bother him. I wish it bothered him. He won that game. So somebody in high school get 50-yard field goal, 10-degree weather. I think but it affected us. I really the ball was not coming off their foot right in this weather. And not, going back to that too, they were pressured. I mean, I wouldn't say that there's enough pressure for them to be rushed. That's another disadvantage of not having people in front of them. Like I mentioned Alabama, Ohio State, they have 2 or 3 guys in front of them to give them extra wall protection to block. They like about 5 to 8 yards in front of them. And a couple times he did seem rushed to get the ball. So I think it was some nervousness there, where he just said, "Oh, let me get. I may get a block. Let me get rid of it real quickly." And it's another reason why you don't do NFL style kickers. You just don't. I mean, it's college level. I mean, you just need more. You just need more help. We just need more help. Blake Game Mass. Oh, okay, yeah, that's his name. Blake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's his name. Blake. Yeah. So I had it for part of it, right? That was last. Blake Game Mass transfer center, but yeah, he was injured a couple times throughout the year. I think he just couldn't stay healthy to prove himself. But I think he did start the first couple games.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I don't know. So, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you brought some memories on me losing that game, 10-degree weather to a 50-yard field goal in high school. He should have made it make that. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. What y'all eat in Columbus? Demetrius, what y'all eat in
Donato.
Columbus? Ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, 2 touchdowns off punt returns. Uh, you know, that was the difference. Um,
Yep.
um, yeah, probably need more depth on. Yeah, I think I like our tight end group. I think that since we, it's our. I think most of our tight ends come back this year. I think not all of them. They come back this year. But if our own line gets better, then we'll be able to really utilize it more. Because we go full spread, we just can't keep all the tight ends in. And
Yep.
well, I think that what's his name, number 17, he may be gone. Because he was also too, so that may have been his last year. I'm not sure. But he was a good wide receiver, tight end kind of, receiving. But the 3 guys we had, number 18, 89 Holt, 89. We had one other big one too. They were great blockers, but our O-lines couldn't officially hold up enough to help our running backs get those holes open. Because we tried to line up at first. We did some big setups. Big sets with 89, 18, and the other tight end we brought in too. And just couldn't get it there. Yeah, we just need better O-line rotation. Yeah, so hopefully get some. Our man, I look at the tape, man. Our guards, man, they got a lot of work to do. 17 Bullock, yeah. So he may be gone. If not, he may have 1 year, but I think he's gone.
I think he's
Yeah, I think he's gone. I think he started off with Drayden Ellis over there, Austin P. So and same thing with CJ Evans too. I think I also played together. But yeah, man, we need more depth at tackle. Of course, you got nice having another 2 tackles that can play. But center guards, some conversation need to be had about that. Some conversation need to be had about that. Really, in that position, and hopefully get some more continued improvement with them. But I know losing Chaz and Page was a big loss to the team. Emotionally as well as physically, because he was one of the better centers. He was a good leader out there, so you had to replace him, and it was hard to replace somebody like that on that team who was like a glue guy. So yeah, man. But
Throw Shock's comment up there. Because if that happens, that'll be really interesting, especially at that quarterback position.
Gotta find a punter. Our recruit's looking good. What about quarterback? We do need a quarterback. This one?
No,
I see our recruit is looking good.
no, the one about Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Shot, retype it. I don't see it.
You don't see it? Scroll,
Oh,
scroll down. You way up. You way behind. It's all good. It's all good. Keep going.
I see the code. This cold weather impact kicking. That's my last message.
Oh wow.
Last.
Okay. No, we yeah.
Oh, oh, okay. I see. Connor Meadows is 50. I think Meadows is coming back because his brother's still there. So I think he's coming back next year. I
Yeah,
don't see
Connor
why.
coming back.
Good Connor, and hopefully we'll see his brother. His brother got injured beginning of the season. His younger
Mm-hmm.
brother, his freshman. It's good to see them all out there. So that'd be nice to get. We saw him play. He's a gamer. He's a gamer. Um, you know, we didn't see the other guys contend really throw the ball that much. You
Mm-mm.
know,
So we
I
don't know what we have really. At least from
yeah,
a fan standpoint, we don't know what we have really coming back at QB.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
tell.
yeah,
That's the tell sign right there.
yeah. Because one thing I would say, like, I wish those big. I think I saw T.J. Maxx had a comment a while ago on Twitter, like you like to see Tevin Carr throw the ball because
Mm-hmm.
he coming in there, he about to run it with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we never did like a jump ball throw. I don't remember that back in the day. That sometimes
Oh
they hand
yeah,
it off and just
Tim
jump in the air and
Tebow.
throw it up. Yeah, Tim Tebow kind of stuff throw it in the air. Like we did. Yeah, I think I remember seeing him throwing the ball once off up and it got blocked.
Right.
Uh, yeah, so it's like maybe one time, but yeah, we never really tried to like fake it to Rouse, and then just throw it, 5 to 8 yards or whatever. We didn't do that too often, or roll
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
out pass, whatever. We just sort of like use him as a fullback almost essentially to say boom, get the yardage. So he's fast too as well, but I would like to see him throw the ball more. I think we saw Chris Spellman. I think he played a couple times,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah.
I tell you,
Blaylock, I think he's the one asking for a seventh year. But it's not guaranteed.
Who is that?
Um, Blaylock number two. Let me see which one it was. Um,
I'll say this though. Come come January, because trust me, we talking about quarterback, right? People who saw that game Saturday and been watching us
oh,
all.
he's right there. Cameron is coming back. Okay, welcome Cameron. Good game.
Camera. There you go, baby.
Oh, you said big. Oh, you saw. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Welcome, welcome back.
Yes,
What about
sir.
what about number?
That's what I'm talking about.
What about number four? I think he's asking for 7 years, right? I think I saw him on his Instagram that he won a seventh year,
Yeah,
17.
players can't answer for other players.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I meant yeah in
Yeah,
general he's asking for
yeah,
seventh year.
yeah.
He ain't give an opinion.
We get call SLA office and say, hey, give him seven, give him the seven. Yeah. Well, yeah, proud of you guys. Cameron, you had a good game. Appreciate you. Welcome to Tennessee State. And we talking about we got to do better. Make sure we cheer you guys on a lot better, more than just Howard. We got to cheer you on a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys worked hard. People saw it. People saw it on national TV.
Hmm.
People who don't really follow TC sports, but they saw how you guys fought, and I think people are now getting excited. They finally starting to believe that we can do
Yeah.
it. So um, yeah. So train of thought, but yeah, hopefully we get the quarterback. We need that position. We, he had a very effective game against us. The UAPB quarterback did. I've seen some running backs in there too as well. I've seen some wide receivers, because a couple guys leaving, graduating, and not returning. But that's a good group of people. I think we saw a lot of depth there. Brian Williams didn't play this game.
Hmm.
He was a big play receiver. We do lose Jaleel Dean. He's gone. Our stretch guy, really, most of the year. So we got to find another stretch guy. But we found Jaleel Dean, so I'm sure we'll get some more guys
Yeah.
available.
Hey,
Um,
I asked this question earlier in the year. What happened to Delani Majors?
he's back on the roster now.
So he wasn't on the roster earlier in the season?
Yeah, I didn't see I didn't see his name on there.
Okay.
But number 17 is back. His name is back on the roster. Juice Majors. His name
Juice
is back on the
Majors,
roster.
yes.
Number 17. His name is back on the roster. So I'm not sure if he's injured, but he put a tweet out a while ago. I'm back. So yeah.
Okay, good. Well, that's another piece, especially um, he had a good freshman year, man. So
Mm,
I was looking for him to take that leap, but
yeah.
I was making a comment that I know that the players they see the guys that's spinning the ball. We don't. So they've got a good feel for what's on that roster. But come January, you know, trust me, it ain't just us talking about that.
Hmm.
Got you got guys in the portal. They runners. Everybody, hey, you need to go on to Big Blue. You know, I'm expecting some big competition at that quarterback spot come January. So um, it, Ellis had a phenomenal year. That's got to be the floor. You know what I mean? Like, look at that. Like that run, and then that run he had against SEMO, that 55 yarder, just nasty.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
So that quarterback spot come January, if I could be on a fly on the wall, because
Hmm.
if I'm a guy that's in the portal, I'm looking at Tennessee State.
Hmm.
Definitely. Especially look at, last year, Ellis not having a great season, but he had to put this many points up, in his year to pretty much return back to form, the opportunity to turn back to who he actually was. He's
Yep,
like, oh wow, I could go here 1 year or two and just cook. Uh,
we got to give
yeah,
Partridge a lot of credit, man.
mm,
Got to give him a
yeah,
lot of credit. I think we got to give Eddie credit too,
Yeah.
because I know he had to eat on the sword a little bit because you know I think everybody had to look themselves in the mirror and say we had to truly do what's best for this team,
mm,
and that resulted in Ellis throwing 40 times some games because we had to. And if I'm a quarterback on the outside, I'm looking at on a big stage, Ellis threw 29 for 39, 74% completion for 260 yards. And two of those passes was thrown, he had to throw it out of bounds. So you talk about efficient, man. January, I'm telling y'all, January, that quarterback competition about to be woo,
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
as it
It,
should be.
as it should be.
As it should be.
Iron sharpens iron. So I hope it's tough.
yeah,
I hope they have a hard time making a decision. Because iron sharpens irons, man. I want to see a couple of guys out there battling for it, man. Make sure we got the right one. Shockmate had a question here. He asked, "What do you guys think about Eddie's comment about we are good, but are getting ready to be great?" A lot early on, I have to admit, I was one that sometimes I felt like Coach George comments, early on in being a coach, right? Coach at TSU. I thought his comments were more like just coach talk, like just saying the pretty phrases, that coaches say. But you know what I saw in that interview against at the end, the post game interview, man, that was beautiful. What he was saying was beautiful. I mean, because it was absolutely correct. You have to do this. If you want to be great, you have to see. And he said it because it's funny. I was hoping that our coaches and our administration, athletics administration, look at the facilities of other schools, look at the resources that they have, and not just the football team, right? Not just just the on the field play. Just look at the totality of the other programs that you want to be like. And Eddie said just that in his post game interview. I playing Montanas and playing the teams that are better than us, and they are better than us. We have to play them to be them, or not to necessarily be them, but to beat them, and to be greater than them, and to become great. We're doing the right thing. It was perfect what he said. I loved it. I loved it. I truly did.
And again, we homers, but it is what it is. We and the three of us collectively, I think we're all aligned on this. We want to be the best, man.
Yeah.
I don't care who. We want to be the best, and I'm not talking about just playing in this one particular conference or start with an S, or this other particular conference or start with an M. I want to beat the best.
Yeah.
So we were a handful of plays away. A handful of plays. Again, I keep harping on that moment in the fourth quarter, 10 minutes ago, when the center threw it over Ellis's head. I mean, it's those little plays that separate you from being good and
Mm-hmm.
great,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think that stuff you can clean up. You can clean up by scheduling better.
Yeah.
You can clean up by improving in the off season, creating competition at certain positions, going and getting different guys, going getting guys. When the last time we seen a guy like Connor Meadows coming off the field after a big stop, and he just nasty. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just nasty, like he's hype. I ain't ever seen that from the O line in a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
Just nasty. So I think we have an opportunity to go from good to great. And when you look at the film, there's probably a handful of plays where I know the coaches are probably in the office right now, like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to go through that.
Yeah.
I don't know no champion that won it on their first time. You got to go through that.
Yep.
So I think we close. We close, but we got to keep chopping. I don't know what.
I don't know what that dance is, man.
Yeah,
That he
yeah.
does.
Young people dance.
I don't know what that dance is he does, man. But I hope to see it next year in the big leagues, man. I really do.
No, he coming back.
Yeah,
Who?
yeah. Brinson,
That's
that's
correct.
Brinson. Friday.
No, I thought he had another. I thought he's a senior. No.
No, that's Dean.
Dean's the ones leaving.
Oh shoot. Oh, that's
Yeah,
wonderful.
maybe he doing his alpha dance. I don't know. Maybe. But that's it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Anyway, great season, fellas. I loved it.
yeah,
Loved it. I loved it. Yeah, I loved every bit of it. We had our highs and we had our lows, but even our lows were against ranked teams. And if and Tennessee Tech wasn't ranked, they were receiving votes, and they are champion. They are part of their championship team. They were
yeah,
co-champions. So every team that we lost to was a was a very respectable team. So great
Yeah,
job, guys.
yeah. And again, I like our growth throughout the year. You know, you saw changes, adjustments, and I think we got better throughout the year. And sort of while we got to the playoffs, and people respected us to move on. We lost to Demetrius, I think.
Yeah.
But you know, it was a good season, something to build off of. We need to make sure that our fans we build off of it too, and I understand it. I mentioned earlier that now I mentioned the schedule. Looks like we may have 7 home games next year. A lot of opportunities. We'll have hosting A&T, North Carolina
Hmm.
A&T for John Merritt.
It better be packed.
Yeah, but we got to show up for that. We are hosting um, North
North
Dakota
Dakota
State.
State.
We're hosting Howard.
Hmm.
Then we'll have 4 OVC Big South games. So like we have 7 games. We're still waiting on the Southern Heritage Classic, whether or not we're doing that or not. It's not been officially.
If
Uh,
if we do, it'd be the third week and not the second week.
yeah, yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. Um, um, that scenario. Um, HBCU Nightly uh, was not too proud to beg. He very much begged us to come and help out the MEAC. He even said that they'll pay for it. They'll pay our fees. So that's what the discussion was from him. Um, it will be fun to play South Carolina State. Uh, Howard's homecoming, that was great. That always be. I mean, we'll see whether they come to our game. I know they're pretty mad at us. I live in the DC area, and they people still give me side. I'm already had that. I still get side eyes. So I'm not really totally safe still. I can't barely go to church. They gonna skip me. They gonna skip me on communion. Like we not give you communion. You don't give you that. so, uh, so they still sort of in their feelings about this. So I
Yeah.
don't know if they coming to Nashville or not. But I don't think band coming either. So I don't know if we really want to see their band. But anyway, uh,
I want to
we're
see
gonna
their band.
yeah.
I enjoyed the band.
So he enjoyed it, man. Um, but because it would be fun, even if A&T's band. I'm sure the A&T's band will come. They have a Friday night
Look,
shindig kind of thing. Do
I
that.
know y'all don't
Yeah,
know.
it'd be
I know
fun.
y'all don't like it. I know y'all don't like it, but I like to see the battle of any band, whether it be Tennessee Tech's band and versus TSU or UT Martin's band versus. It doesn't matter because it brings another part of the competitive nature between the two schools. It's what builds rivalries. So
Yeah. Log back in, Demetrius. I don't see you. Um,
well,
yeah.
I just
So
know I know those 3 games next year. Those games should be I just say it, we should see 15,000. And I'm gonna tell y'all, North Dakota State fans are coming. So if y'all don't come to the games, the game against North Dakota State, trust me, they're gonna take over. The fans are gonna take over Nissan because they're coming and they travel well and they can't wait to get to Nashville. This is their opportunity. And look, Demetrius and I was there in Fargo, and so many people told us that they coming. Oh, just to come to Nashville, they coming to the game. And so, trust me, they average what about 20 some thousand people as well, like 28,
yeah.
29,000 people
Hmm.
at their games.
Yeah.
They're gonna be here. They're gonna be in Nashville. So my recommendation, if you don't want you don't want other folks talking about us and all that mess about how we let North Dakota State take over our stadium, then you might want to show up.
Yeah, they're gonna be there. So we should have some nice attendance uh, for a lot of those games. So Sam, you gotta be positive. Sam, they're gonna come. Okay, Howard's man is gonna come. I mean, they need a bus. I mean, it's not expensive. They need one bus. They need one bus. That's all they need to bring their band. So very inexpensive for them to come. one bus, one
Demetrius
driver.
waiting on you. He's waiting on you to let him back in. So, yeah, let's let him back in, and we can close it out. Tech issues.
Yeah, 'cause usually it's like a little green thing pops up, and I don't see. Let me look around. Take it away. Oh,
Basketball team. The boys basketball team lost to UNC Asheville. UNC. We started out the year at the Ken Palm ranked 302 out of 364 teams, 365 teams. We then actually climbed up the ranking after losing to Colorado State in the in overtime. That actually boosted us. So we our ranking went up to like 270 something, right? So I mean it was a loss, but it was a good loss, right? It helped our ranking, but then we've only won one other Division 1 game, and that was against Alabama A&M, and and so now we're back down. We're actually worse than what we started at 302. So if I last I looked, I think it was 309, maybe, and that was before that UNC Asheville game. So it could be even more. So basketball team is what is it? 3-5, 3-6. So we got some work to do. We got a couple more Division 1 games, and then that's it. Division 1 non-conference games, and then and it's a couple of non D1 games. So then we go into OVC play. And hopefully we're ready. We're better. The ladies, on the other hand, are surprisingly okay. Not bad. They 4-4. They beat a UNC Asheville team that was 0-7. Then they also went. Oh my gosh, who was that team they played that was ranked pretty high? Was Akron? I think Akron, and Akron is ranked 100, like 105 or something like that in girls basketball, and we won that. Our girls won that game, and so that boosted our ranking up pretty pretty well. I don't know what you got going on there, Demetrius. You look sideways, but good to see you. There you go.
yeah.
But in
Hey,
any case, the ladies are playing well. They 4-4, so we didn't expect that, and so just happy to see that they're doing well.
Yeah, very impressed. I saw him at University of Dayton. I came up to the big city of Dayton, Ohio. Had a tough outing, like I admitted, but you see it's there. You see the effort. You see they're still learning. A lot of freshmen, and it seems like they're starting to put it together and believe in themselves. And they will get another more senior leader back, Anaya Williams. She played a lot last year, and so now that they have four, along with Sanaya Parker, Sanaya uh, Saint Anna, Andreas, and Lyric Cole, and now I would have four people that played some basketball before that sort of helped the freshmen out. But my freshmen, they can get it. They're aggressive. They're tough. They just sort of learning the game. They'll continue to grow. So I think that they'll be better than expected, um, as usual. Um, there is a track meet coming up too. I saw. So that's coming up. So we'll be starting that season too as well. So check that out. Um, so we signed some softball players. I mentioned that too as well. So we're trying to figure out how the best way to promote that. We can share the screen of all the people. So we got some new softball players that actually committed. A couple. We got at least one football player that committed too as well recently. So back to football a little bit. Uh, Shannon Sharp gave a shout out to Eddie George and their friends. I saw a shout out from the rapper. Is he rapper Plies? Please, I'm not.
man, come on, man.
I don't know,
Oh,
man. I'm not the cool. Y'all know who I. Y'all know I'm not cool, man.
come
What's his
on,
name?
man.
I don't know who he
I
is.
don't know
I
that
have no
dude.
clue. No clue.
Fly.
Old man in the club. Who is it? What's his name?
Uh,
Now you gonna tell us.
we
Flying
gonna
Tigers and Tiger Bells.
we gonna let that go. Folks in the comments, man, these guys don't know who Plies is, man. I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it. I guess y'all are knocking on 60.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, okay. He didn't post it on his Instagram.
Yeah, I mean,
Or on Twitter.
he along with others are recognizing, the greatness that the football team did. I mean, we built it. We went through some lumps. Um, we went in the fire, got beat, and this is building character. So, um, just giving shout outs for sure.
I'm trying to pull it up real quick. But I thought he put it on Instagram, but
I saw it on Twitter.
yeah, I think it was just on Twitter.
Ain't National Signing Day December the 4th for football?
Good
I
question.
didn't look that up. It should become. Yeah, it could be everybody hopping the portal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it should be coming up. Um, yeah, there it is right there.
It's February the 7th, right? I have National Signing Day February the 7th.
So February the 5th. I thought there was a December one.
Oh, okay.
I think you get. I think you get at the portal now. I think you got
Early,
to apply
yeah,
for it.
early signing day is December the 4th.
Yeah, initial signing date is December 4th. Yeah.
So that's probably for high school players then. But I think you got to get out. If you're a college player, get out the portal so that you can. But even I think some people already said they signed though. They got in the portal and signed immediately. So some people already know where they're going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should
Yeah.
play flies to make y'all aware, but I don't want to get us flagged.
I can't name one song. Give me a song.
No.
Shouty. There's one called Shorty I just played and I had never heard of it.
We it's a family oriented show.
But Plies, I appreciate you though. Regardless though, I appreciate you.
Sorry, I'm not familiar with your game. Okay, I'm a little older. Hope you'll make a video about me saying he don't know who I am. Like, well, don't put me on blast. Yeah. So yeah, he getting a lot of love. We all getting a lot of love. So it's a good positive situation for us. Um, all right. Well, great show, guys. Excited about the football season. Look forward to improvement in the rest of the sports. One of our commits, this one that just signed. Yeah, he did. Whoops, that's not the one I wanted to show. Yeah, it's a guy. I think he's a decent back. I can't remember his name right. Let me just pull him up.
My first ever TSU gear by the athletic department back in the day, and I can still get into it, player.
Hey,
You see the strings are gone, drawstrings gone, but I can still get into it, player. First issued.
that's an achievement.
Yes, sir.
Follow. I'm at screen. I don't know why I'm telling you screen. Follow Nick Eaton. This is HG Nightly 1-800 come home, which is not really true. We never really whatever. But that's the joke. Nick Eaton makes HBCU Twitter jokes all the time, so just follow him.
Hey man, it's great. It's great to be wanted.
Yeah, he's great to be wanted. Yeah, he's DB from Midwest. I can't find. I was looking for the link, but I can't find it right now. Yeah. So he has a very hilarious Twitter spin.
What's his name?
Nick Eden is the guy who made the. He makes the weekly jokes about um,
Just things
HBCU
happening
world.
in
Yeah.
HBCU sports.
Yeah. Text me the handle.
All right. Um,
No, we got to get off.
Yeah.
I'm looking for that. I can't find it this week. I'm looking, trying to find it real quick, but nope, I can't find it. I'm not gonna worry about it. Yeah, but he's a DB from there. All right. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. This is part of this is the most we had in our live. So we had like up to 14 people, I think, which is hey, we'll take it. At least I know it's
You
more
said
than
1400?
14.
1400.
Okay, 1400. Okay, yeah. I'm glad. I'm glad this is more than my mom and my dad listening. So I'm glad. So we give us a follow. We will move forward, and we're gonna continue to grow this channel. Talk about TG Sports. So on that note, go Big Blue.
And 28 Jefferson, don't forget to put it up on podcast, all right?
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to catch up on that too. All right.
Go Big Blue.
Go Big Blue.